get my little sip of this matcha right quick. Okay.
See what they working with? Yeah.
Yes, y'all. We are live on location. It's another episode of the Klyph Notes podcast. Available everywhere you get your podcast. It's crazy. This might turn out to be a thing now because it's the second on location situation that I've done like back to back.
That's dope.
We in Beaverton, Oregon at Fly Chai.
Yes.
With the homie K-Wain. What's good with you, bro?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, I'm really good, bro. Really good, man. It's a long time coming.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about it earlier, like 5-6 years, something like that?
Something like that, bro.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
So
when I think about like the connect, I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
I was doing an event, a monthly event called Mic Check.
Yeah.
And decided that element I wanted to bring to it was just having MCs, like just another way to meet artists, meet creatives.
I thought that was so dope.
Bruh, it was, so folk who listen to the podcast know, but if this is your first listen, the homie Star Child, rest in peace, started this event called Mic Check. And when Star passed away, I wanted to continue the legacy. But also thought about growing it, you know what I mean? And so instead of only having just booked performers, I wanted to do something where we could bring in other artists.
Yeah.
So started to do this joint called 16 Bars or 32 Bars. 32 Bars. I don't know what it was called. Anyway, it was just a chance to bring folk in.
Yeah.
And I put them. This might even be before that. I think I said, yo, here's a mic.
Yeah.
Bro. You came through and spit, blew me away, bro. Blew me away. Reached out, said, yo, bro, like I would love to have you perform at a mic check.
Yeah.
And then just been watching your career, since then.
That was like, it was such a moment for me because I was just coming home after a few years away.
Yeah.
And actually, shout out to OG2.
A word.
He actually told me about Mic Check.
Okay.
And so he's like, yo, my dad does this thing with another DJ and a producer. You know, they got, it's like a showcase, but they got this cipher at the end. Like, you got to come check it out.
Yeah.
Just because he was like, man, I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And just like the heart on this guy, right? Like, he's like, I know where you're coming from. I don't want you to feel like you have to resort back to. So he was like, just come check it out.
Yeah.
Just please, just come check it out.
Yeah.
I might have been home for 3 days when he told me about it or something.
Oh, word,
like that.
okay.
And it was maybe like a week later or something like that I pulled up at the event.
Yeah.
We're in late 2018, December 2018.
Yeah.
And so I pull up, I see the people perform, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. I didn't even know stuff like this was happening in the city.
Yeah.
And then y'all did the cypher at the end, and luckily, for those who don't know, I'm terrible at freestyling. So luckily, the beat was something that I was right in my pocket, so I had like these, like some written stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I'm gonna kick it off. It's gonna be dope. They're gonna think, there was so much cap in the performative side of things, but it worked.
Yeah, bro.
And it made for some really dope footage. And the footage that we got was just like on somebody's phone, so it was like, it was grungy. It was,
Yeah.
But I loved it, and that was what kind of introduced me to so many things that happen in our city that I didn't even know about for hip hop.
Yeah.
And so it was y'all that kind of like ushered me into this. And
That's
so
what's up.
I appreciate y'all for doing what you do.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for what y'all do. And shout out to OG2. I owe you, like, for real, for life. Like,
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. OG2, that's family right there, man.
Yeah.
Someone who has continued to grow his career.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he's one of those individuals who, like, I know early on in his journey to see where he is now. It's like, okay, well, I need to reach out to him now, ask him to do an episode of Klyph Notes because he's moving that way.
Yeah.
you have, bro, there's so many things that you're doing, so many things that you're involved with, you know, where to even start. So again, because that was my first introduction to you, and we hadn't had a chance to really chop it up.
Right.
Your background, your history. You from Portland? Portland's home
Born
for
and
you?
raised.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
You talk about seeing these events, these things that are happening in Portland, not knowing.
Right.
What is your, as a creative, as an artist, but then now as a curator, we're gonna get into more of that.
Right.
What is your view, what is your view of the Portland music scene, specific to hip hop? Just because that's that's my lane.
We are a small, right now, I'm trying to choose my words carefully. We are a small fish in the big pond of the greater music industry.
Okay.
Correct. So, but we're gaining ground. We're
Okay.
growing.
Yep.
Thanks to the work of so many people, you know. But I guess I'll just talk about my experience. So, like I said, I didn't know stuff like this was happening in the city.
Yeah.
I think part of that is due to when I was starting off doing music, when I was kind of, I'm 14, 15 years old in high school, that was when I started recording myself, I should say. I've been writing for a few years prior, but recording tracks, dropping them on SoundCloud, thinking everybody in the school was gonna bump them, you know what I mean?
Right.
Running around showing my friends what I just did,
Yeah.
telling them I got a studio, and it was really like a $15 microphone and like a dinosaur desktop, you know?
Yeah.
But as like a young artist at that time, or an aspiring artist at that time, the one thing that, looking back, I wish was a little bit different was just more opportunities for artists of that age. Because I feel like, and I can only speak from my own personal story. So
Right.
this may not be what somebody else experiences.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah.
take my word as law. Obviously, I don't know anybody who would, but
Yeah.
but this is just me. So growing up, being in high school, recording tracks, releasing them on SoundCloud and whatnot, like there comes a time, especially as you start getting to, graduating and like shortly after high school, it comes a time where like dropping songs on SoundCloud or DatPiff at the time,
Yeah.
It's just not gonna cut it anymore. Like, we all have this grandiose vision of where we're gonna be at when we're 16, 17 years old, and we feel like we're the dopest dude around. Like,
Right.
man, I'm about to be a child star out here,
Yeah.
I guess I'm saying all this to say, like, had I known of any opportunities that I could look forward to for people that were my age at the time,
Yeah.
I personally feel like just knowing myself, I would have been able to kind of like laser in my focus.
Yeah.
I'd have had something to strive for. I'd have had something to push towards.
Yeah.
After doing it for, 14 to like 18, after doing it for like 4 years and just
Yeah.
like mixtape after mixtape.
Yeah.
I hope none of y'all can find them at this point in time, but
Right.
yeah, mixtape after mixtape, song after song, just doing stuff with my small community at my high school and like
Yeah.
my brothers and their friends and whatnot. Like, it gets old, and so it gets old when you don't feel like you're making any It gets old when you don't feel like you're making any progress.
Yeah.
And so what ends up happening is like you start focusing on other things because something got to shake.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And ultimately it ended up getting me in trouble. And so the reason why I'm curating now is to provide more opportunities for young artists.
Wow. Okay.
So that we can give them something to look forward to, something to where they can share their arts with their community, something to where they can just get that feeling of like, yo, I'm doing this over here. I got a show over here,
Yeah.
or I'm doing this open mic. I'm gonna be performing or whatnot.
Yeah.
They can invite their friends too. They can start to build connections in the community. Networking and whatnot. Like we've had. Just with the open mic that we do at 503 Records, we've had, Vina Baby come through,
Yeah.
do her thing. She comes every now and then. We've
Yeah.
had Rachel Wong come through every now and then,
Yeah.
and and it's not just like they're just coming through and performing. They're hanging out. They're talking to people. They're giving advice.
Yeah.
We've had Risky Music fly in from Hawaii just to come do the open mic. Like that was the
Wow.
only reason he was in town, was because
Wow.
he saw us on social media and was like, yo, I want to come through. I'm booking a flight now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think it's done something really dope that I didn't know. I didn't know would happen. I'll put it like that because I can't really take credit for it. It's the grace of God. It's them. It's the community. It's done something really dope where we've kind of got a synergy there now because
Yeah.
we've been doing it for a little over a year.
Yeah.
Or we're about to hit a year.
Yeah.
It's got kind of a synergy now where these young artists are coming through and they're getting support and they're getting advice, and the more experienced artists are coming through just because they are on they're like-minded, and they just want to share, they just want to help, and they understand what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And then it also helps that we accept tips and donations from the community if they want to give, if they
Yeah.
see an artist that they want to support, and all that money goes to the artists.
Yeah.
So for a group of 15-year-old kids who form their first rock band
Yeah.
or something like that, they come through and perform and they get paid for the first time
Yeah.
at 15 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just something that I'm very proud of and I'm passionate about, and it means something to me.
Yeah.
I know on the grand scheme of things and everything that's going on in the city, there's a lot bigger stuff going on, but to me, this means the world.
Yeah.
And we've been able to work with the Aloha High School Music Studio Program
Yeah.
in order to bring in some of those kids and help them to kind of introduce themselves to the community, perform and whatnot. And it's just been beautiful, man. I'm
What's
excited.
Up.
So,
That's what's up, bro. It's interesting to hear you say, it was a couple things, but to hear you say that, in the grand scheme of things, of other things that are happening in the city, I would share this perspective with you.
Okay.
When we're passionate about something and we're doing something, we can't help but look around to see how does what I am doing match with other things that I see happening.
Yeah.
And we're human beings.
Yeah.
So when we do that, we can't help but compare a little bit. Oh, here's somebody who's doing something similar to what I'm doing, and they're doing it on this big scale, and they got this, that, and the third, and whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, everybody started where they were.
Right.
And it grew too. And then I would say to you also that, and I want to be mindful of, I don't want to put my,
You good?
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
on what you're doing, but, remembering why you chose to do this, the heart that you had to say, I'm a creative, I'm an artist,
Yeah.
I can do everything in my power to put K-Wain at the front above any and everything, but you said, no, I just want to build community for others.
Yeah.
And how powerful is what you just described, bro? Giving opportunities that maybe you felt like you wish you would have had when you were a kid, giving that, but then also connecting with the local high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's huge when we think about the fact that arts have been taken away from youth in the organization that's supposed to provide that with them in public schooling. You know what I mean? The fact, it's interesting that you talk about old dude coming from Hawaii, because what you just described, and shout out to Aaron at 503 Records, man. I've had an opportunity to build with him.
Yeah.
He has an episode of Klyph Notes. If y'all haven't checked that out, y'all should go check that out.
I heard it.
Yeah, that we recorded at the shop.
Yeah.
But when I was just in Hawaii, and just the previous episode to this one, I talked about it. Maybe I didn't talk about it on an episode because it hadn't happened yet, but the vibe in Aloha Got Soul, a record store. Like it changed me, bro.
Yeah.
That whole experience changed my perspective on so much.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking about that, building something at 503 Records where people are coming through and they're just networking and they're building into one another. Like when I left Honolulu, that's one of the things I said I want to. We're working on something similar to that right now with No Requests,
Yeah.
but it's even different, bro. So I love what you're describing. I love what you're doing, man. In terms of the open mic, when is it?
It's the last 2 Fridays of every month.
Last 2 Fridays every month. All ages situation.
All ages. So the third Friday of each month is our mainly hip hop one, and we just opened it up to have 2 Fridays. So
Okay.
it was just one Friday,
Yeah.
encompassing all. But now because we couldn't fit everybody into one night, now we have 2. So that's dope. So make some noise for that if
Right.
you're at home.
Exactly. Yep.
But so the third Friday is our hip hop nights, and then the last Friday is our singer songwriter nights. So rock, folk, R&B, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now that we have 2, like low key, we just did the first singer songwriter night this in February,
Yeah.
and I kind of like the vibe a little better. And no shade to like any of our hip hop guys. Like
Right.
obviously I'm hip hop, I love it.
Right.
But the vibe was just so like you can pour your heart out when you're singing in a different way than you can like rapping or doing spoken word. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I loved it. It was dope.
Yeah.
And that's where we introduced this band of literally 15-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Like they were performing, doing covers of Nirvana. I want to say doing Nirvana covers, and it was just like when they got done performing, it was kind of like, hey, how old are y'all?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 15. I'm 15. I'm 15. The whole room was like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So just seeing stuff like that is dope. We've had the opportunity to see a couple of artists who were there from our first one, from literally the first month that we did, this hip hop duo called Any Means Necessary. They came on when they were 17 years old. We've had the opportunity to see them grow over this past year.
Yeah.
To the point to where like their performances are like they're getting it down. Like
Yeah.
they came in mad nervous the
Yeah.
first time,
Yeah.
and now they're like getting it down and creating content, putting it out there.
Yeah.
I know this wasn't in your question though. So yeah, the last 2 Fridays of every single month. My apologies.
No, but again, bro, that shows the passion that you have for what you're doing, which I think is beautiful, man, because we need to have more of that in our world. We live in, sometimes it's very, very easy to live in a silo just because, man, I'm just trying to get through my situation. And so to take the energy to feed into others, man, if we could all do a little bit more of that, I mean, how much more could we all achieve in just making our communities better communities?
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that passion, B.
Thank you. I think like if I'm being honest, it wasn't something that came naturally. When you met me in 2018, I mean, one could blame it on circumstances or whatnot, but it was what it was. I came onto the scene with what I think is like just a massive ego. I was 21 years old. I was fresh out. I was, thinking that, I mean, shoot, I met y'all a week and a half after I got out.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was an accomplishment, a stamp, And in a lot of ways, I don't regret any of it, but in a lot of ways, I didn't like how I was moving. And I had to have, I want to say 2021 or 2022, something like that. I had to like sit down and really look at myself because, and like have a real humbling conversation with myself.
Yeah.
I was journaling about it that whole time, but there was so much ego, arrogance, entitlement, you know, at the time. And I think the question that I had to ask myself was like, you know, we all want to be seen as like this grandiose, super valuable person. And, you know, not trying to take it away from anybody, you deserve to feel valued. You know, when God made you, he said you were valuable. You know, so I'm with that. But also, what part of your value are you giving to the world?
Yeah.
Or are you just trying to take, which was what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so after having that like self-analysis, I stepped back for a while, and I was just looking at, you know, the scene, and I was like, what can I do? You know, because when you're first venturing into wanting to help, a lot of times there's this like, some call it imposter syndrome of like, you know, I'm just one guy,
Yeah.
and I'm small, and I don't know how, you know, how I can even be of help. But then, like, just finding purpose in what I'm good at, what I'm responsible for, and what what I'm good at, like what naturally comes to me, what I'm responsible for, and what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
I think the combination of those three things can create purpose if used properly. And so, just looking back on like what I wanted as a teenager, and like I think that helped guide me to like, you know, well, why don't you give them that, you know? And we're building, but anyway.
Nah, bro, but I think the thing that I'm hearing though is that you have allowed the creator to use you.
Yeah.
Think about what you just talked about, man. What are you good at? Using your gifts, right? What is your what? How can you impact the community? And that sense of what can I do just as one little person? I think we can look through history,
Yeah.
and we can see many individuals
Yeah.
who were just one person,
Yeah.
who made a huge impact, right? And you have the vision, you have the passion, you also have a team, right? And so you have your community who's helping you achieve this. But at the end of the day, it takes that one person who says, I'm willing to make the sacrifice. And sacrifice isn't always, dying on a cross. Sacrifice can be, I'm just going to take time from this to apply to this, right? And allowing the creator to use that to his will. And who knows what his vision is for you
Right.
tomorrow,
Right.
let alone 10 years from now.
Yeah.
But right now you're working on, just like you talking about these kids, any means necessary.
Yeah. Any means
You know what I mean?
necessary.
You saw that growth in them in less than a year. Whether you can see it yourself or not, we can see the growth of what you've done in less than a year.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that will continue to happen. And bro, listen, bro. Life is life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is, we believe that there's an instruction manual. We don't all read it.
Yeah.
To try to figure out how to navigate this thing. And so
Yeah.
sometimes we move through life and we bump our heads. But the key is, can I look at that experience and say, okay, I know that's not the path for me.
Right.
That's what you just described doing, bro. Sitting down and recognizing, okay, this ain't the way. Let me figure out where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's dope,
Thank
bro.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you for that word.
For sure. So once again, man, we're in Beaverton, Oregon.
Yeah.
We're at this dope spot called Fly Chai.
Yeah.
The matcha's delicious.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Beaverton, Oregon area, pull up, get yourself a matcha or a chai.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, had intended to do this recording of the podcast over at X-Ray, which is a spot that I typically use the production suite. That didn't work out. You said, "Yo, I got this spot. We can probably pull up there." So we're in this really comfortable, cool space. But one of the reasons that this is on your radar is like, bro, you're expanding what you're doing in terms of curating spaces.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
So, a few years ago, my brother got a DDJ Rev 5.
Okay.
And shout out Tiggs. He also engineered almost all the tracks on my upcoming EP, Concrete and Roses. So be on the lookout for that dropping in May. But so he got this DJ controller and was just like learning how to do it because he's a music head guy, you know, and he was just like, let me try something.
Yeah.
So once he learned how to do it, he was like, bro, like, you gotta learn this. Like, this is really dope. So he was putting me on to like show me how to DJ and whatnot. There are still some areas that I could use some work, like scratching. I'm not good at all. But I love curating playlists and whatnot. Like I love doing that type of stuff. And so, and I love music in general. I love curating playlists that tell a story. I like, you know, from song to song and whatnot, or just things where the vibe never changes. So, so after learning that, you know, I was just practicing over the couple of years, and then I was finally at a point where I was kind of like, yo, you know what, like, let me just get my own controller, because at this point, like, I'm gonna just be asking you to use this every other day, and you know, and you got to use it still. So so I got a FLX4.
Okay.
You know, good, like, all around performative, you know, controller. So so I got that, and then I was just practicing and whatnot, and I was like, man, I wanna do more with this. I wanna be able to, because I feel like it's just something, it's a skill that came naturally to me that is there for a reason. Like, you know, you never get any type of gift for no reason, right? So it's meant to be there. It's meant to add to the arsenal or the fabric of your tapestry of what you're doing. Poetics.
It's a real MC, yo.
But so again, just another moment that I can't really take credit for. It was just being in the right place, knowing the right people at the right time. I'm over at 503 Records chatting with Aaron just about marketing and whatnot for the open mics. And he just mentioned, you know, hey, yeah, have you heard of this new spot, Fly Chai? They've been open for like a couple weeks now or something like that. And yeah, I'm trying to get in contact with the owner. Well, we've made contact, but I'm supposed to like talk to him and whatnot, because I think he's looking for some like DJs and whatnot to kind of like help him out with this spot. And I was kind of like, I mean, you know, I've been DJing, right? And he was like, well, why do you think I'm telling you? So I come straight over here from there, and it's right up the street. So I come straight over here from there, and I meet Neil. Shout out to Neil.
Yeah, just met him. Cool people.
Yeah, cool dude. Yeah, I meet him and we talk. We hit it off. I kind of like, we talk about both of our ideas for what could happen. And we met at this nice spot in the middle. And so what we're doing now is like a DJ-led like late night alternative to typical nightlife. You know, that's who this is for. And so it's called Chill Chai After Hours here at Fly Chai. Right now it's the last Saturday of every single month, but with plans to grow it and expand and have more nights. But yeah, so it'll be from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. We're staying open a little later than typical. And it's just to basically provide that space. And I also, since doing the open mic, another thing that I've been real passionate about is artists being treated fairly, or at least getting what they're sold,
Yeah.
which Tay knows we've been talking about for years, but it became a hot topic on the scene like a few months back. We're not gonna dive into all of that, but
Bro, this Klyph Notes. We can dive as deep as you want.
well, we're not gonna get messy.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah.
but it became a hot topic. There was the conversation was being had publicly on social media in the scene for a little bit there, and I think my stance on it was if so many people feel dissatisfied with the way certain events are being run, or like certain promoters are treating artists, I personally know that that's not all that Portland has to offer.
Right.
You know, there are plenty of platforms. I can't say plenty because I feel like we're the minority in it, but there are platforms that value performers, that value the artists and what they put into their work, and want to treat them fairly. And so I met with Bars Over Bars, Thesis, you know, and just like talk to them because I know how they value artists and whatnot. And so what we're doing here is, it is DJ led, you know, just dope hip hop and R&B, chill vibe that you can sip tea to. But every now and then we'll also be bringing in artists who we are going to be curating. And it'll be like 1 or 2 artists a month. It's not a full curated show,
Right.
like, you know, but
Right.
1 or 2 artists a month just as guests, where we want to just be able to provide the opportunity to put money in their pocket, put them in front of a room that's not just a whole bunch of other artists,
Right.
you know, because that was another grievance that was mentioned on the scene, and be able to, I guess, just everything that we're trying to do, we're just trying to raise the base standard, you know, on what artists get out here, you know, because being in a city that's not LA, New York, Atlanta, you know, it can be kind of disheartening when you're just seeking a path that's clear, and so we just want to provide opportunities, as well as just the knowledge that I did interviews with all of those guys and girls, but and we just started kind of releasing clips of it, but just to provide the knowledge that, hey, that's not the only thing that's out there. You know, we're not coming at anybody, but if you're dissatisfied over there, you can go to some of these places, and they're going to treat people, you know, a different kind of way.
Right.
And so, so I think that's a big part of what we're doing here, just fair artist treatment and whatnot, but also providing a space for, you know, the people like me who don't really like being in the club all the time, or, you know, but maybe I want to go somewhere late night, you know, and hear some good music, but I'm not trying to be at a bar where people are getting wild and drunk and all of that, you know, and so providing that space, but it also provides a space because I know myself as a youth, of course, reaching our struggling youth, we're always thinking about that piece of it. And so I know myself as a youngin', like, we were out late regardless of whether our parents were okay with it or not.
Yeah.
And because we didn't really have a spot to go,
Yeah.
we would just kind of be out and about,
Yeah.
and likely getting ourselves in trouble.
Yeah.
So also providing a space for that, where it's like, you know, at least until 11 p.m., like, y'all can come hang out. You know, y'all can come hang out here, sip some tea, whatever. It's non-alcoholic, so, you know, it's again, just multiplying the all ages spaces so that the youth has alternatives and areas where there's like some redirection from,
Yeah.
you know, any trouble that could get into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because I know I was. So,
Yeah.
but
But how dope is that too, bro? Because you're taking your life experience and because you understand some of the pitfalls,
yeah,
you're saying, okay, let me use my experience.
yeah,
I think to a great degree, the way our elders try to do with us.
yeah,
Listen, I know, I know what that door leads to.
yeah,
Just trust me.
yeah,
But you're also saying, you're not just saying, no, don't do that, and that's the end of the conversation. You're saying, hey, come check this out.
yeah.
And how powerful is that going to be for people to receive?
And I think that's like the more I kind of grow up, you know, which I may be slow to it, but the more the more I grow up, I'm realizing that that's really what it's all about. You
Yeah.
know, I personally believe the things that we experience in life are like a training ground to and and a guided course to kind of lead us to our path.
Yeah.
You know, our personal purpose.
Yeah.
And so I think that the best place to start, I can't tell you how to get to step 10, but I can tell you what I did at step 1, at least, you
Right.
know,
Right.
maybe to make it easier.
Yeah.
I think the best place to start is by looking at those experiences, what went right, what went wrong, and how can I put things in place to help more things go right for
Yeah.
my younger self,
Yes. Yes.
even though, you know, I can't go backwards, but I can provide that, I can leave that there for somebody who hasn't come that way yet,
Yeah.
you know, so
Yeah.
that's kind of, yeah.
It's dope, bro.
Yeah.
It's dope. So,
Thanks.
Fly Chat every last
Saturday.
a
Yeah.
month, 8 to 11.
8 to 11.
8 to 11.
Yeah.
Pull up, all ages. Grab yourself a matcha. I just been on my matcha game. You know what I mean?
I hear
so
you,
like,
I hear you.
I'm like, okay, this is
Yeah.
definitely the
Yeah,
joint.
we got to get you some quarter zips, you know.
Look,
what I'm
look,
saying?
right. It just say quarters. But the space is really dope, and I'm excited to see what it looks like.
It's got a vibe, huh?
Yeah.
What's gonna be dope is these house lights are gonna be off. We're gonna have the discos lighting up. You know what I mean? We're gonna have some mood lighting on. It's a vibe. It's gonna be a vibe.
That's what's up, bro.
So yeah, pull up, Fly Chai in Beaverton.
Yes, y'all. Shout out to K-Wain, man. I had to take a quick second to say thank you to you, everyone who has listened to or subscribed to the Klyph Notes podcast over the years. You are truly appreciated, man. Having an opportunity to have this platform to bring these great interviews to you, deeper stories, the story behind the album, the story behind the artist is such a joy as we navigate this world of building connection through social media and this, that, and the third. I have worked to find a way to better connect with people in a real tangible way. And the way that I've decided to do it is to use Patreon. If you are not familiar, Patreon is a way that you can support individuals who are creatives of all sorts, visual creatives, audio creatives. And it's not just another social media platform. It's a place where you can share in a way that is more direct. And that's what I did. And so you are invited to join my Patreon. It's Patreon/DJ Klyph. Patreon/DJ Klyph. There are some exclusive things there, mixes, behind the scenes, interviews. And there's going to be things there that are available to just all of my subscribers. And I shouldn't say just, you can subscribe for free. And once again, it's not just another social media platform, it's more than that. So consider joining my Patreon, Patreon/DJ Klyph, Patreon/DJ KLYPH. It's a way that we can connect and build in a really special way, different from your average. You know what I mean? It's also a way that you can support what I do with CliffWorks. And you know that CliffWorks includes this podcast, the Klyph Notes podcast. It also includes the work that I do with No Requests and radio. And, you know, you will also get an opportunity to hear the new podcast, which is The Remedy. And that's where you get a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, man. So check it out, Patreon/DJ Klyph. All right, y'all, let's get back to the interview.
Do
Okay.
that.
Cool.
Do that.
And we are back like nothing
We back,
happened.
no doubt,
So,
no doubt. Just had to take a little commercial break. So
Right.
once again, man, we are sponsored by Tripping.
But
So the EP, you've been
Yeah.
working on it for a couple of years.
so been working on it for. I've had the name for probably 6 years. Yeah, 6 or 7
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I've had the name for a long time.
Yeah,
And always knew the energy that I wanted it to have. Always knew what type of story I wanted to tell on it.
yeah,
Didn't know how it was going to come about, and so
Yeah.
I had been trying for years and years and years to make something that I felt like fit the name.
Okay.
I knew I wanted it to be about my city. I knew I wanted it to be about. I knew I wanted it to be conceptual. You know, I knew I wanted it to be about growth, struggle, love and loss, and as well as a good introduction to K-Wain or Corey McSwain through the veil of K-Wain, or through the lens of K-Wain. But throughout the years, like as I was writing, I knew it would happen. I didn't know how or when, and so I just kind of like let things flow, and if it felt right, then you know, I would think about like, okay, should this track be part of this
Yeah.
project or whatnot? But then the timing wasn't right, and I think what actually happened was my mind state wasn't right either. Because as we talked about earlier, there was a lot of ego entitlement and whatnot in my earlier 20s,
Yeah,
and I just wasn't moving right in general.
yeah,
So I think I had to get to a better place in myself, and get to a place where I could really look at my life and tell something worth meaning, you know, like tell something that has meaning, I should say, and would be worth the listen for somebody who's like, I didn't just want to have a bunch of tracks about me being the dopest rapper
Right,
you
right,
ever
right.
heard, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and none of y'all can do with me, you know?
Yeah.
Like I didn't just want to do that, but I wanted to tell a story that like left you with a message, left you with, you could tell like the things that I'm talking about, like it's leading somewhere,
yeah,
you know? And so what this project has a lot to do with is it starts off kind of in that place of, you know, very egotistical, braggadocious, and through the project it chips away at that armor, until you get to one of the tracks you heard, which was the more slowed down track, very personal track, chips away at that until you get to there, which, if you're listening properly, that song has all of the common themes of every pitfall that is talked about throughout the project.
yeah, yeah.
So, you know, even going back to track one, you know, and then, yeah, so it's a deeply personal project to me. It's a
Yeah.
very personal project. I talk about family in it. I talk about just what it's like in the city. And I also wanted to have something that could like, I would feel good about representing, like I would feel good about having this and saying that I represent the city.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like there's plenty of other artists who've represented well. Mike Capes,
Yeah.
you know, his project, In Spite Of,
Yeah.
is that what it's called? In Spite Of, I think it's called In Spite Of. I don't want to get the name wrong. So
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
2 seconds. I'm about
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
look it
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I love that album. It came out like 2022, 2023 or something like that. Mike Capes.
Shout out to Mike Capes. If y'all haven't checked out the Mike Capes episode of Klyph Notes, we recorded it at Specs Records.
Yeah.
It was a great interview. Shout out to Capes.
Yeah, but In Spite of It was the name of it. But so shout out to him. But I wanted to have something that I felt like could, stand with, or at least like didn't feel out of place in the room with albums like that.
Yeah.
With stories like that.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially, and this is just a message to my artists out here who were born and raised here. We have to tell the stories.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
Nobody else can do it but us.
Right.
So like, you got to talk about it. Those things that, we've all had moments that aren't our proudest in our lives, and I think that's what I love about the album too, or the EP too, is that in no way, shape, or form do I sound like the superhero. In no way, shape, or form do I sound like the cool guy.
Yeah.
If you're really listening to the project, my goal, besides save maybe the first track,
Yeah.
I'm never putting myself in that position, because that wasn't my reality. I never really felt like a part of the popular crowd. I never really felt like fitting in was like a thing that I even got to a point in high school. I'm glad I got to this point young enough.
Yeah.
But in high school, where the saying that I would tell people is I'm weird because I've never really been content with the concept of normal. So I know I'm a weirdo. So I don't feel any type of way when people treat me like I am one. It's like I know, bro.
Yeah.
And so in no way, shape, or form am I trying to paint that image of me being anything but throughout the project. And so I think from what people have heard, anybody who's heard the project or whatnot, we just got a copy of the vinyl to.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
You got a copy of the what?
Vinyl?
You releasing this on vinyl, bro?
Yeah.
See, bro, now you really speaking to my heart.
Yeah.
You really speaking to my
I
heart.
had to.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, 503 Records. I've been working with them for.
Facts.
How do you think that started? That started from building up a vinyl collection.
Yeah.
I was new to vinyls 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Not new to like knowing that they
Right,
existed, but
right.
new to like actually building a collection.
Yeah.
And I've been building 95% of my collection there, and that's how we became so cool.
Yeah.
And so when it was time to like talk about the open mic, it was like, yeah, man, come on,
Yeah.
you got it, come
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
let's do it, So, but yeah, so I had to do it on vinyl because it just means a lot to me to have my stuff on vinyl along with Sade, along with Outkast, along with Cole, along with Dot. I got the whole Dot catalog. Anyway, along with Miss Lauryn Hill, along with so.
No, that's just fire, bro. Because, and again, it's the season. It's a season of my life which I'm in right now. I just had I was chopping it up with DJ OG1, and once again, man, shout out to Aloha Got Soul, man. I'm telling you, bro, that moment had such a profound impact on me. Yeah. I've been when I started spinning, which was really for artists, but I started spinning on vinyl. This is before Serato. This is before digital. You know what I mean? And I've been a Serato head for I don't know how many years now, and I love Serato for so many reasons.
Right.
But bruh, I am so like I'm doing vinyl sets now, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
all.
Shout out to, it hasn't been announced yet, but I'm just gonna say shout out to Benchmark. I'm just gonna leave that, I'm gonna let that sit out there.
Okay. All right.
But like that's the direction I'm going in. So now, it's still streaming or whatever, and I'm a Bandcamp head. So if you release something on Bandcamp, let me go cop that because I want to support the movement and this, that, and the third.
All right.
But now when I go on Bandcamp, I'm looking to see. Yeah, I see you got the digital album up there. You releasing a single on a 7-inch. You releasing because I want to get that physical so that now when I go out and spin, I'm not bringing my controller.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm bringing the 12.
Bringing the 12.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for you to tell me that you're releasing this joint on vinyl,
I have one for you if you want it.
come on, bruh.
All right, for sure.
Come on, bruh.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I have 2 left of the test, and so I was, my initial plan was to get one to the Dissect podcast down in California.
Yeah.
But they never got back to me, so it's yours.
Oh,
So, so yeah, you got that.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But yeah, we just got one over to Verbs.
Shout to Verbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thesis fame.
And I think I was saying that to say, like, anybody who has heard any of the tracks, anybody who has heard the project all the way through, you know, it's a very small percentage who have heard the project all the way through. You're gonna be one of them once I get you that. But it seems like it really reaches them.
Yeah.
And that to me means more than anything, you know, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to give the feeling that I got when I fell in love with hip hop.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I had to explore some of the places mentally and emotionally that were shared on those records from the legends that I look up to.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it, man. This project, like, it's, I said 6 years, but it's really 28 years in the making. So, you know, so I'm just, I'm glad. I feel blessed and grateful that things have come together how they have.
Yeah.
Because again, it's none of this I can take credit for, including some of the songs. Some of the songs I was in the car listening to a beat that somebody sent me, you know, in the car listening to a beat that somebody sent me, delivering DoorDash because I didn't have a job, you know, and just like hearing the beat and just like, oh snap, yo, what? I'm coming live from the 5-0, 3P. Oh, dog, I gotta stop somewhere and write, but I got this order to deliver. Man, I better remember this, like, you know. And it's like my pen has to catch up to my brain, you know. So, yeah, man, it just. I'm at a place where I'm just, gratitude is key right now. Gratitude is king right now. So, yeah, man.
That's lovely, bro. That's so lovely, man. So you're curating spaces for others. You are creating a space for folk to come through and just really build. You are in your creative bag, getting ready to release this EP. Do you find that and you mentioned it a little bit when you were talking about journaling, do you find that you take time to really assess where you're at? Do you find that you take time to look at what you've been able to do thus far, or are you just moving? And I ask that question because being someone who has lived a little bit longer than you have, you know, I know the value in that. I know the value in just taking a pause for 2 reasons. One, because sometimes I think you can feel like I'm on the wheel. I'm just, you know what I mean? But secondarily, I think it's valuable to do what I think you alluded to earlier, to stop and listen and say, okay, is this my purpose? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing?
Right. So, yes and no. Or I should say a little bit of both. So once I started kind of rolling out the project, it felt like, you know, there's an urgency mentally to doing as much as I can in this window that I've given myself till this drops.
Yeah.
And then even like a little bit after.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, I want to jam pack these days with, all the stuff that I've been planning on doing for the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But then also, and I'm glad you brought this up because literally just 2-3 days ago, I want to say, that was probably a week ago now. But I got back into just free writing in my journal.
Yeah.
Which was what I was doing that led to this project being completed. Because I had some songs, but didn't know how it was, I started free writing. And like over the course of like 2 months, just free writing and thinking and not worrying about what I'm putting on the page or like trying not to lift the pen up or erase anything, like doing that and just getting my thoughts out.
Yeah.
I might have had like 2 or 3 songs done, a few ideas. In those couple of months that I was doing that though, everything like just flew by.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of got back into that where I'm just getting my thoughts on paper, regardless of what they are,
Yeah.
not judging them, not, expecting anything to come out perfectly or and then going back and rereading and seeing where I was at when I wrote them. I got into that again, and then also there was a moment where I realized, just recently, where I realized something was a little off for me mentally. Like I didn't feel, I wasn't feeling, I think joy and
Yeah.
peace
Yeah.
are really good meters or measures of like where you're at in terms of like your purpose as well as well, yeah, I guess just your purpose and whether or not you're moving within your within the right spirit or whatnot. And I realized that I was feeling joy less frequently than I was when I started this process.
Yeah.
And so so I took a minute to like sit back. That was why I kind of got back into the journaling. But I took a minute to, or like a couple of days where I was just sitting there. I went over to my girl's house, and while she would be doing what she was doing, maybe cleaning up or cooking or something like that, or because she writes too. She writes like short stories and books and stuff. And so while she's writing, I'm just sitting there like almost in a meditative state, and just thinking about like what's going on.
Yeah.
Like why am I not feeling the level of joy or the level of peace that not that I should be at, but
Yeah.
like but that typically comes with moving right. And so finding those answers within myself and within meditation, prayer, stuff like that, finding those answers is always needed, and I will say is yet to come in this moment. But I have been. I guess I'm just glad that you brought it up because it's a dope reminder to me that like, okay, yeah, you're right to like feel like you need to address this
Yeah.
internally,
Yeah.
So just when moments like this happen, I'll just be like, you know, like look at God. I've been saying that a lot recently, just because there have been these moments that have just been lining up internally, or like the external has been lining up with something that I was feeling internally.
Yeah.
And I think this is another moment where you just reminded me of that, and I needed to hear it because maybe I wasn't 100% sure if this instinct was right.
Yeah.
And so I just appreciate you for, again, dropping that word.
No doubt.
'Cause,
No doubt, bro. I mean, I think that to to allow ourselves to be, I don't want to say ourselves, I'm going to speak to self, to allow myself to be a vessel for God to move through me, to do whatever God feels like needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, God, like, do your thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think is really really dope. So all glory to God that you feel that,
Yeah.
you know, that hit you in this moment.
And those quiet moments are important where, what do they say? The world is loud, but God whispers.
Yep.
You know, so taking those quiet moments to actually listen.
Yes.
You know, I think we all need reminders of that
Yeah.
sometimes. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
For sure, bro. And that's, you know, it's funny, bro, because that's one of the things that I've been thinking about on my life journey is that the amazing times in which we're living, where now we can connect with people literally from all over the planet, right? We have the opportunity to do that. The opportunity now to receive content like in the park. I can watch a movie in the park on my phone, right? The we can move through life and have access to so much stuff that even though that's one of the things that we celebrate, I think it can also become noise, and we don't realize that what it is noise. And we get so used to operating in this space where I need to be stimulated. I gotta be stimulated, right? Like sitting down to do something. Where's my phone?
Right. Yeah.
Oh my Lord!
Thought I lost
I
my
left it in
phone.
the other room. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I love the way that you say that though, because at the end of the day, I don't think God ever stops communicating with us.
Yeah.
It's a question of are we allowing space to hear the word of God?
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that it's valuable to talk about more and more. You know, as a reminder, as we have more opportunities to do more and be busier and achieve, and you know, are we leaving space to self-assess and be like, okay, is this for me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is this for me? Is there a release date?
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
5:03. Yeah. Yeah.
That's dope.
Thank you.
That's dope, bro. Man, listen, you have you've shared your journey in such a open way, which I think is cool. Allowing people in is not always easy, especially when life has been, and for all of us, life is a journey, and navigating certain areas of it can be challenging.
Yeah.
But you do it in a way that's so elegant and so not celebratory of the negative, but more. Let me show you how I've grown, which I think is dope, and it sounds like that's what the album is.
Yeah.
What the EP is. As people are becoming more and more exposed to it, where do you want people to tap in? Because you got a couple different ways that we can do that now. You got the open mic. We're gonna have the Saturday night joint. You know what I mean?
I mean, social media is the best way for like all-encompassing, just like figure out what's going on. So my Instagram is K_WAIN_PDX, K-Wain PDX. But my personal favorite way for people to tap in would be come to an open mic and just see what the vibe is.
Yeah.
Come to a chill chai, just see what the vibe is. Because for me, I realized how much joy I personally get when I see somebody like Jordan Palmer, who had, I believe, his first performance, right? His first live performance at one of our open mics. And now he's a part of this like group collective with, Zay, Quiet, Vina Baby, and they've got like this dope crew going on. And, that personally means a lot more to me because I know he's getting value in there. And I know he's adding value in there.
Yeah.
So pull up to 503, last 2 Fridays of every month. Pull up to Chill Chai, last Saturday of every month. And let's just, continue to strengthen the community as well as uplift the creative economy, you know, that's going on in our city, because that's a goal of ours, is doing that, so strengthening that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. K-Wain, we live at the spot, man. Fly Chai here in Beaverton, Oregon. Man, listen, I appreciate your heart, bro. You know what I mean? I appreciate your character, your spirit. That was introduced to me through your talent, you know? And so just thank you for doing that. Thank you for allowing the creator to use you in the way that he is, being open to that. And thank you for making dope music.
Thank you.
You know
Thank
what
you.
I
I
mean?
learned from y'all. So
That's what's up, bro.
yeah.
That's what's up.
Seeing how you move, seeing how OG moves, seeing how Mac and Verbs, how they move. Like, I really learned from y'all. Y'all are, to me, like such North Stars out here in this city, and you know, in this scene that I love so much. So when I see y'all doing what y'all are doing, like, I had to ask myself, why do I connect with it so much? And where do I fit in that? You know, and so knowing that y'all just want to put on, and y'all love the community, and y'all love hip hop, and y'all and uplifting that, as opposed to just like me, you know what I mean? Like, I really learned the fabric of this from watching y'all and from knowing y'all and from so thank you.
No
For
doubt,
real.
bro. No doubt, fam. Yes, y'all. K-Wain live on the Klyph Notes podcast, man. Remember to check it out everywhere that you listen to your podcast: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, and then of course at klyphnotes.com.
Yeah.
Once again, man, if you're in the Beaverton area, pull up to Fly Chai. It's a dope spot. I can personally speak for the matcha. It's really tasty, man. And then, you know, definitely pull up for the events that you'll be seeing K-Wain putting on here. Once again, shout out to Wifey always. And then last but never ever least, man, big ups to the homie Theory Has It for creating the official theme song for the Klyph Notes podcast. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Peace.
Peace.